for over 60 years. The doctors and staff will continue to serve patients Monday through Saturday. However, effective June 1st, Advanced Eye Care will be closed the first Saturday of every month.
Please remember you are role models for our children and athletes.
We hope you enjoy the game and support your athletes in a positive and sportsmanlike manner.
Let's welcome your Taylorville Tornadoes. The coin toss was won by the Flaming Hearts, and they deferred. So the Tornadoes will be receiving and defending the south goal. Austin Herker's feet for the Tornadoes to lead the football out of the foot of Ivan Angel. Austin Herkert on the return, the initial hit by number 89, Austin Herbut for the Hearts. Ball's being spotted at the 24-yard line where the Tornadoes will begin 1st and 10.
Let's go, D! Let's go, D! Let's go!
Play is ruled a lateral. Lateral is fumbled and recovered by the Hearts. Ball being spotted at the 17-yard line where Effingham will begin 1st and 10. Chase Warmer, the ball carrier. Tackle made by number 7, Camden Woodward for the Tornadoes. Gain of 4 on the play, takes the ball to the 14-yard line. It's going to be second down and 6.
Let's go, D! Let's go!
Chase Wormer again, the ball carrier, tackled by number 32, Cole Repture. Ball spotted just outside the 10-yard line, where Effingham will have a third down and 4. Pass complete. Number 82, Jet Gillum, who goes in for the touchdown. There is a flag on the play. We're going to call holding against the Flaming Hearts. Ten-yard penalty from the spot of the foul takes the ball back out to the 20-yard line, where Effingham will have a third down and 13. Dead ball. False start against the Hearts. 5-yard mark-off will take the ball back to the 25-yard line, giving Effingham a third down and 18. Pass complete to number 11, Tristan Duncan. Driven out of bounds by number 2, Dalton Smith of the Tornadoes. Gain of a couple on the play will lead the Hearts with a fourth down. 8 yards to go. Pass intended for number 82, Jet Gillum. Falls incomplete. The ball will turn over on downs to the Tornadoes. First and 10, Taylorville. The ball spotted at their own 15-yard line. Pass complete to number 81, Ethan Milam for the Tornadoes. No gain on the play, be second down and 10 yards to go for the first and 10. Camden Woodward, the ball carrier. Tackle and driven out of bounds by number 44, Jacob Stoneburner for the Hearts. As a result of the run, the Tornadoes will have a 3rd down and 7, the ball resting at the 18-yard line. Pass intended for number 81, Ethan Milam, falls incomplete. The incompletion will leave Tornadoes with a 4th down. 7 yards to go, the ball at the Tornado 18-yard line. Tornado punt is down at the 44-yard line in Effingham territory, where the Hearts will begin 1st and 10.
The iPads tie in the rest at the view.
Number 1, Chase Loomer, the ball carrier. The initial hit for the Tornadoes by number 7, Camden Woodward. Gain on the play takes the ball to the 49-yard line. A gain of 5 will leave the Hearts with a 2nd down and 5.
Hey, let's go, D! Let's go, D!
It's definitely there.
Chase Loomer again, the ball carrier.
Sustained drives offense, that's 2-3 and out.
Cameron Stevens on the stop for the Tornadoes. Pickup takes the ball to the 42-yard line. It's going to be 1st down 10, Effingham. Number 1, Chase Loomer, the ball carrier.
Ian Neisler.
Effingham pass falls incomplete. There is a flag on the play. Pass interference against the Tornadoes. 15-yard penalty takes the ball inside the 20 to the 19-yard line. 1st and 10 Hearts. Nathan Shackelford for the touchdown. Angels kick is up and good. With 7 minutes, 43 seconds remaining in the first period, Effingham Fighting Hearts 7, Tinderville Tornadoes nothing. Austin Hurt on the return. Initial hit by number 44, Jacob Stoneberger. Hurter brings the ball out to the 29-yard line. So the Tornadoes will begin first and 10. Milam on the reverse. Driven out of bounds by number 23, Logan Brown. Until Milam takes the ball to the midfield strike. First and 10, Tornadoes.
Keep it up, boys!
That's Allen, the ball carrier. Driven out of bounds by number 36, Mason Hasty. Allen takes the ball across the 39-yard line. First and 10, Tornadoes. Hayden Milam, quarterback keeper. Tackled by number 33, Jacob Logan. Denied until he takes the ball down to the 16-yard line. First and 10, Tornadoes. Timeout. Effingham, that's their first timeout of the half. As play resumes, the Tornadoes will have the ball first and 10 at the Hart 16-yard line. Austin Perkert, the ball carrier.
What'd you say? Hey, let's go, hey! Gotta have some energy in there. Oh, hey, you're up.
Mason Hasty into the stop for the Hearts. Again on the play, takes the ball to the 10-yard line. It's going to be second down and 4. Quarterback Caden Not Milam on the quarterback sneak. Takes the ball down near the 8-yard line. It's going to be third down and 2 for the Tornadoes. Dalton Smith, the ball carrier, stopped by the interior of the Effingham defense. No gain on the play. It's going to be 4th down. And 7. Austin Herbert, the ball carrier, driven back by number 89. The ball is spotted at the 6-yard line. Turning over on downs to the Hearts. 1st and 10 at the Tornado at the Hearts 6-yard line.
Nice work! Same shit, man.
Chase Wilmer, the ball carrier, takes the ball out to the 19-yard line. 1st and 10, Hearts. Chase Wilmer, again, the ball carrier, driven out of bounds by number 8, Sanjay Koski for the Tornadoes. Gain on the play, takes the ball to the 45-yard line. 1st and 10, Effingham. Chase Wilmer, again, the ball carrier. Tackle made by number 7, Camden Woodward for the Tornadoes. Gain of 3 on the play, takes the ball to the 48-yard line. It's going to be 2nd down and 7. Pass complete to number 82, Jet Gillum. Tackle made by number 81, Ethan Milam for the Tornadoes, but not until Milam takes the ball to the 36-yard line in Taylorville territory. 1st and 10, Hearts. Chase Bloomer's the ball carrier. Initial hit by number 36, Kyle Kirlock for the Tornadoes. Result of the play, the ball is 2nd down, 7 yards goes resting at the 33-yard line. Number 1, Chase Bloomer, the ball carrier, tackled at the yard line. There are flags on the play.
Late hit, coach, number 11.
15-yard penalty, personal foul against the Hearts. Takes the ball back to the 45-yard line. Quarterback Nathan Shackelford, the ball carrier. Tackle line number 7, Camden Woodward for the Tornadoes. Gain on the play takes the ball just shy of the 30-yard line. It's going to be 3rd down and 4. It is 4th down, 5 yards to go. The ball at the 31-yard line. Pass complete to number 24, Cameron Calver for the touchdown. Kick is up and good with 2 minutes 14 seconds remaining in the first period. Effingham Flaming Hearts 14, Taylorville Tornadoes nothing. Austin Herkert on the return for the Tornadoes brings the ball out to the 32-yard line, where Taylorville will begin 1st and 10. Pass intended for number 25, Austin Herkert, falls incomplete. Incompletion leads the Tornadoes with a 2nd down and 10. The ball remains at their own 32-yard line. St. Milo's pass intercepted by number 23, Logan Brown. Brown returns the ball to the 14-yard line, where the Hearts will have a 1st and 10. Number 1, Chase Bloom is the ball carrier. Tackle by number 36, Kyle Kirlock for the Tornadoes. Gain on the play takes the ball to the just shy of the 10-yard line. It's going to be second down and 7. Nathan Shackelford, touchdown, Effingham. Kick is up and good. With a minute 17 seconds remaining in the first period, Effingham Hearts 21, Taylorville Tornadoes nothing. Austin Herkert on the return, tackle by number 44, Jacob Stoneburner for the Hearts. Ball being spotted at the 31-yard line in Effingham territory where Tornadoes will begin, 1st and 10. Austin Herkert, the ball carrier, takes the ball across the 35 near the 36-yard line. Tackled by a host of Effingham tacklers. It will be second down and 6. Caden Milam on the quarterback keeper. Ball being spotted at the 38-yard line. Third down and 4 for Taylorville. That's the end of one quarter of play. Effingham Flaming Hearts 21, Taylorville Tornadoes nothing.
DailyNews.com.
High school basketball means lots of action up and down the court. Shooting hoops and cheering on your favorite team. And protein that farmer owned.
1 Lyric Clamola here alongside Bruce Berry for the start of the second quarter. And Bruce, as always, thank you for joining me tonight. It's been an absolute pleasure in here, not so much on the field wouldn't want
to be anywhere else tonight, Leroy, except up here in the press box with you watching tornado football.
Effingham leads here at the start of the second quarter, 21-0, and Taylorville looking to make a stop here on defense as Effingham has been driving, now heading right to left on your radio dial, and now there's going to be a little bit of hesitation, and no, it's going to be, did they call the timeout? Because it got to the end of the clock.
No, they called delay of game.
Delay of game called, so yeah, they're going to take a...
That's inexcusable to have a delay of game penalty on the first play after the quarter break, so I don't know if it's the play not getting in quick enough or the player's not executing, but instead of 3rd and 3 or 4, it's 3rd and 8.
And you should kind of know what play you're doing coming out of the...
Well, you would think you get a minute break between the quarters, and big penalty against Taylorville there.
So, Taylorville back now looking, and quick throw, and it's going to be caught and dragged down at the 48,
18-yard pass play from Caden Milam to Ethan Milam, a little slant, and that was first down Taylorville.
And as long as Milam can keep throwing that ball in front, he's all right. It's when he has to throw off his back foot that he's been in trouble this game. Now he's off, and now he's deep throw from Milam, and a wide open Camden Woodward, and Woodward catches it as he falls, but great catch by Camden Woodward on a good throw.
Could have kept him in stride. It would have been a touchdown because he was wide open, but Camden had to dive to make the catch, and in high school football, you're dead as soon as your knee hits the ground.
Well, the safeties had moved off to cover the sides, and that left Woodward wide open, and a little bit of miscommunication from the Effingham defense. Now Milam sets and goes to fake handoff, and now he's going to hold on to it, go up to the 10, and then up to the 9, and finally dragged down on the quarterback option. Caden Milam holding onto that ball there.
That's going to be close to another first down. Going to be second and about 1.
2nd and 1. And
a short one from the 9. Good option played by Caden Milam there.
Now Milam's set, man in motion. He's going to just push forward, and Milam's going to get that first down, looks like, as he's still turning his feet. Now they're going to call it.
First down, Taylorville at about the 5.
And that's another first down, sponsored by a landmark of Taylorville. Boosters helping out with the Taylorville Tornado football team. Now here we go, and a new set of downs as it's 1st and goal at the 6. Milam looking over the sidelines to get his play, and Herkert right behind him. Split receivers. Now Herkert hands off, Milam hands off and handed off to Herkert, and Herkert didn't have anywhere to go, and it gets brought down at the line of scrimmage. There's not a whole lot going there as Herkert tried to break through the line, but the line closed down fast. And
Jeb Odom calls a timeout for Taylorville.
So now with the timeout, they're going to try to get on the same page here and figure out what play they want to do to push, get 6 points on the board. They need to score here. And it's 21-0 here, 10-17 left in the second quarter. Second down and goal at the 6-yard line, and now Taylorville's ready as they come out of the officials' timeout, and they're going to get ready to go here and see what they can do about pushing the ball across the plate. Shotgun formation for Caden Milam. Herkert in motion over to the other side now. Looking over to Coach Odom trying to get the play. And now they're going to call another timeout now for Taylorville. The first one was an official timeout. Now they're calling their own timeout.
Seems to be a little confusion on that play also.
It could have been just seeing what the defense was set up as far as trying to figure out what they needed to do. And now that they've got the defense set, now they know what the defense is setting up. Maybe they'll change their play a little bit, but definitely trying to make sure everyone's on the same page here. And it's kind of unusual to see the 2 timeouts back to back, but I think there was just a little bit of confusion there.
9:54 remaining. Effingham is leading 21-0. Taylorville has to be able to score a touchdown here and get back in the ball game. We have shown that we're unable to stop Effingham, so we don't want to get this game out of hand.
So now Taylorville coming back to the line, and Caden Milam ready, and now man motion is going to be handed off in the fumble, and lands on it. That was
Caden Sabatini.
Yeah, Caden Sabatini trying
jet sweep. He handed the ball in the pocket, and Sabatini dropped it, but did pick it up and gained about 1.
And I don't know if the handoff was low or if there was just a little bit of.
It could have been disaster if we would have recovered that. So this is a big 3rd down, but I think we're in 4-down territory.
Oh, I would definitely agree. Down by 21 points, you would need to be. But you look at that play, and man, you got to tell your guys, hold on to that football. Good grief, that was scary. Now we're set here on this 3rd and 5, and a big 3rd down conversion right here. Looking to throw and breaks or cuts a little bit loose, and now a throw, and he was kind of being pulled there a little bit, but nothing that would get a flag called. And
that was the old backyard play, Caden Milam to Ethan Milam, and they almost connected in the back of the end zone.
Well, and Ethan did one of those motions where he was moving right and then kind of stopped and turned around, but the throw was a little bit too far to his left, and it falls out of bounds.
4th and 5, 4th and goal from the 5, and Taylorville's going to go for it. 3 receivers to the left. Ethan Milam now to the left. Sabatini, the lone receiver, to the right. Herkert behind Caden Milam.
So Milam sets now here, and now a flag is thrown. They were at 2 seconds left on the.
That's offsides against Effingham's going to be the call. So that'll move it to about the 2.5 yard line.
So now you almost think that might change the play for Jeb Odom and his Taylorville Tornado team, moving up a little bit there. 4th and 3 now instead of 4th and 5 as they go half the distance. But definitely need to punch the ball in here.
The ball's inside the 3 yard line. Let's see what Taylorville does here.
It's now setting up the same with 3 wide receivers up on the top. Herkert right behind Milam. Milam does face a handoff to Herkert, then hands off and gets stopped. That was over to Ethan Milam.
Little reverse action.
Milam was stopped at the 5. Nothing really going there on the fake.
And that was a big defensive stop by Effingham. They turned Taylorville away for the 2nd time inside the 10 yard line on 4th down.
And Taylorville has not been able to figure out what to do once they've gotten into the red zone. They've done a really good job of getting to the red zone and just have been stopped each time.
Effingham stepped up their defense, and like I said, they're playing with a big, fresh defensive line, and we're going to almost have to throw the ball, I think, inside the red zone now. But Effingham will take over on their own 4 yard line, and they've called timeout.
And now Effingham calls a timeout. So now Taylorville defense taking a little breather here, and it's 21-0 in favor of Effingham. 8:54 left in the 2nd quarter, and Taylorville trying to have a defense that can stop the running of Chase Woomer, as Woomer has been all over the field and just able to get huge chunks of yardage in this 2nd quarter. As they finish up the timeout here, 8:54 left here in the 2nd quarter, and Taylorville's defense taking a break here, trying to get on the same page as far as being able to stop this offense, this Effingham offense. And while we haven't seen a whole lot from Tristan Duncan, who is their lead wide receiver, we have seen a whole lot from their running back, Chase Woomer, and Woomer has been, like I said a little bit earlier, all over the field as far as scoring.
And Nathan Shackelford has just put on a show, either running the ball or throwing the ball. Very good quarterback. Looks like to me.
Now Shackelford back, and now a deep throw, and that one's going to hit It hit Cameron Stevens in the back and then fell harmlessly, but deep throw again out to the 46, 47-yard line for Shackelford, throwing it deep, about a 50-yard throw, and the ball falls harmlessly, but nearly picked off, and the groan from the Taylorville faithful here as they wanted to see that picked off.
Yes, that would have helped because Taylorville has to score here in the second quarter to get back in the game.
Now a handoff to Woomer, and Woomer not really going anywhere and gets dragged down about the line of scrimmage, no more, up to the 6.
Again, tackled by Camden Woodward and Ty Sanders. Both our linebackers and our strong safety are coming up and really defending the run well. This sets up 3rd and 8 and another big play. As my friend David Brewer would say, this is a key play, and he'd be shaking his keys up in the air, Leroy.
And Woodward's been in on a lot of these stops so far. He's had a pretty good game.
Yeah.
Now, 3rd and 8, and Taylorville defense looking to make a stop here. Fake handoff, and now Shackelford's going to try going himself. Tries to break the tackle, but gets finally brought down by Jackson Tex.
Jackson Tex, good play.
Tex was let go.
About 2 and going to force Effingham to punt the ball out of their own end zone.
Shackelford tried to get away from Tex, and Tex was like, no, I don't think so. I think I'm just going to bring you down right here.
That's right.
And Jackson Tex, a big boy, 6'1", 210 pounds, and he was able to bring him down.
Yep, I'm here.
And that brings up 4th and 7, now 7:38 left here in this first half, as the Effingham is going to have to punt. High snap, and there's the punt. It's nearly blocked.
I can give it to her right now.
A little bit of a shorter punt and caught by Camden Woodward, who fair catches it at the 41. And so Taylorville takes over in prime field position at the Effingham 41-yard line.
Yep, we have batteries.
Taylorville's driven the ball well on 2 of their drives, got down to the red zone, got stopped both times on 4th and short inside the 10-yard line. If they would have converted those, we'd have ourselves a game, but Effingham does lead 21-0, and Taylorville needs to score a touchdown here.
Well, they just have not been able to figure out what to do when they get into the red zone. They've been stopped on everything that they've tried to do, whether it's an option, whether it's a throw, whether it's a run.
Correct, and that comes from your defensive line play.
Milam hands off, and Herkert pushes up the middle, and nothing going there. Gets up to the 39, gets about a yard, maybe 2 on the play. And Taylorville really needing to do something here. I know we say that and it sounds cliche, but if you're down 21-0 with 7 minutes left in the first half, you can't go down at halftime without scoring.
Right.
Now they're set. Milam fakes hands off. Now he's going to run himself and gets up to the 32 before being brought down. And that little option play that he's been doing has been working well. Fake handoff to Herkert, and he runs up the side, catches that corner, and he's able to get about 5 yards.
I look, the Effingham cornerbacks come up playing bump and run on Ethan Milam. I'd look for Chad Milam to hit Ethan Milam here on a little bit of a fade route or maybe a post.
Especially as the defense creeps in for the run. Now a handoff, and this one does go to Herkert. And Herkert's not going anywhere. Stopped. And back to the line of scrimmage, no more. And now it's 4th and 1. And again, Taylorville finds themselves in a 4th down situation.
Haven Prather broke across the line, made that tackle.
And now with the 4th and 1.
Another big play for Taylorville's offense. They're going to go for it from the Effingham 32-yard line, 4th down and 1.
And now Milam's going to try to take off and gets brought down. He's got it. And it's going to be really close. He does have it. He does have it.
Yep.
First down.
Another landmark first down,
yeah.
Like and we've been moving the ball pretty easily against Effingham. Just we get down in the red zone and we can't.
And the drive stalls out. Yeah. So now Taylorville sets again. One receiver up top and on the bottom, and back to pass, and fake throws it. Now he's going to throw it deep, and it's going to be his fingers and bounce away. And that was intended for Ethan Milam.
Yeah.
And hit Milam's hands, but Milam was getting hit as he...
Ethan had him beat, just underthrown just a little bit, gave the defensive guy enough time to get back and get his hand in there. But good play by Taylorville, just did not connect.
Milam up at the top of the field and trying to put Taylorville on the board here. Now Caden Milam sets up, and he's going to throw it, and quick throw, and it's going to be caught, and then drilled as he makes the catch, but he's able to hold on for it, and that is Caden Sabatini. And Caden Sabatini with a nice catch as he got dragged down by two Hearts. And so now it's 3rd and 4, and we feel like we've been saying this a lot, but these have all been huge plays here as far as Taylorville is concerned, and you got to figure that the rest of this game, or the rest of this half at least, is going to be 4-down territory for Taylorville.
Correct.
Caden Milam sets, and now hands off to Herkert. And Herkert breaks through the line. He's going to stay up on his feet a little bit. And he's up to the 10, and then finally gets brought down.
All the way down to about the 10-yard line, maybe the 11, but good run by Austin Herkert right up the middle of the line.
A little bit of a delayed handoff to Herkert, and Herkert just kind of waited, and then finally saw his hole and took off and was able to get up to the 10-yard line. So
good blocking by the center of our line, number 50, Alex Angel, the center, along with Chance Dickey and Ian Neisler. Also, left tackle Mason Bates had a good block, and Jackson Tex cleared some area also.
And a landmark first down for Taylorville as they get into the red zone here, and this time it's a handoff. It's not really going anywhere, and finally get brought down to the 10-yard line.
This is the 3rd time we've been inside the 10-yard line and came away with 0 points so far. 2nd and 8 from about the 10.
The score wouldn't reveal it, but this game's been a lot closer than what the score has shown. If you just walked in here right now, you wouldn't think that Taylorville's shown up today, but
no.
Their offense has been fantastic for Taylorville. It's just the drives have stalled out once we've reached the red zone.
Right, and then we had the interception.
The turnover,
that gave the ball to Effingham at the 14.
Now Milam back and taking a little scramble. Now he's going to fumble the ball, and Effingham's going to land on it. Yeah, Effingham's going to recover it. Caden Milam went back to pass and had a little bit of time, but then started realizing that the wall was failing, and he scrambled out to his right and then got hit as he was moving forward. The ball popped out, and Effingham lands on it, and that's going to be a costly turnover. It would have been a huge loss on the play anyway, but
that's the 3rd turnover for Taylorville in this half, and we've got stopped on down 3 other times, so it's with no points, and Effingham leads 21-0 with 3:18. And we cannot let Effingham score the rest of the half here.
And once again, Taylorville gets into the red zone and cannot do anything. And now a handoff to Woomer, and Woomer goes up the middle, and not a whole lot going there as he just kind of punched it up the gut and got stopped by the Taylorville defense.
Jackson Tex and Cole Repture on the tackle there. Gain of about 1.5 yards, except 2nd and 8 from the 21.
And so now it's 2nd and 8, 21-0 in favor of Effingham. 2:50 left in the first half. And now Shackelford's going to scramble out and then runs out to the left side, to the right side, and he's going to throw it, and it falls harmlessly incomplete. Went through both hands of Effingham and Taylorville as both guys tried to catch it, and it fell incomplete.
Good defensive pressure there by Cole Repture as he was chasing Shackelford to the out-of-bounds line, and he threw it incomplete. 3rd and 8, another big play set up for Taylorville's defense.
And we had talked a little bit at the beginning of the game how this defense would need to pressure Shackelford and make him throw incompletions. Shackelford has a very high completion rate, and that's what leads to their success a lot of the time this year. Now Shackelford back, and he's going to throw it again. This time the ball is tipped up, and it's going to go through the fingers. It's going to be picked off by Camden Woodward, and Woodward's going to run down to the 25, and the flag is going to come in late. The flag is going to come in late, but man, a throw that went through the hands of Tristan Duncan gets picked off by Camden Woodward, and Woodward races the other way and gets back to the 25.
Let's call face mask on Effingham on the tackle of Camden Woodward. That'll be half the distance, probably to about the 13-yard line.
As that was a huge play for this Taylorville defense that has been struggling to really do a whole lot. And it is a face mask call on Effingham.
Face mask. Half the distance, set up Taylorville inside the red zone for the 4th time, all the way down to the Effingham 13-yard line, I believe.
And a huge momentum shift here, if you want to call it that, at the end of the second quarter, as that was a big interception. The ball was tipped up in the air by Tristan Duncan, and Camden Woodward with a massive interception there to give, and then the face mask to give Taylorville prime real estate in the red zone. Now back, it takes a handoff, and now Milam's going to throw it, and the ball's going to fall incomplete, nearly picked off. It was trapped by number 5, and that's Parker Wolf. And Wolf playing good defense there, but the ball was a little bit short. And Wolf traps the ball, but nearly picked off there.
That was intended to his brother, and I don't think you want to pick on Parker Wolf. Very good defensive back, all conference last year. And he's the one been playing bump and run on our receivers to the right-hand side. So let's look for us to go to the left. Maybe a little trickery here could come up. And maybe an option to the left and try to get Chaz Allen out in the left corner.
Caden Milam now with a hands-off, or the kind of a throw, and or I am struggling today. There we go.
Lateral it back to Dalton Smith.
Thank you.
I'll tell you what, I think we became too right-handed lately. We run these trickery plays, but we always seem to run them to the right. And a good team like Effingham is going to have that scouted out. We need to do something to the left side of the field, I'd like to see on this particular play. 3rd and 10.
Especially because Caden Sabatini is up on that left side. Yep. He's a good receiver. And now Milam sets, and again, it looks towards his right. He is going to throw it to his right, but this time it's caught for the touchdown. And Ethan Milam with a touchdown, as Milam was kind of alone there.
I guess Milam to Milam, that's the answer.
That brother-to-brother connection we talked about last week, Bruce, and a big touchdown for Taylorville, as again, Taylorville went to the right, but this time it was to Ethan Milam, and Milam with a big reception there. And good touchdown for Ethan Milam.
That's a very big score for Taylorville going into halftime, only trailing 21-7. If we can make this extra point by Tyler Heimses.
So now high snap, that's going to get away. It's going to go through Heimses' hands too, and I think Heimses landed on it, but the point is moot, as the extra point is null and void. So that means there'll be 21-6 here in favor of Effingham. 1:40 left in the second quarter. The snap was high, and tried to bring it down with one hand, but it got over him and then went through Heimses' hands. Heimses tried to pick it up as a last-second save the day, but didn't. And Heimses lands on it, and the extra point is no good.
There's 1:40 left. Effingham has one timeout left, so we'll see what they try to do here. Will they be happy to go in halftime leading by 21-6? Probably depends on where they get the ball here. If they get a good kickoff return and get it up to the 40 or so, then I look for them to try to punch it in for another score. But if not,
especially because Effingham's offense has had its successes today,
and Effingham will receive the ball to open up the second half.
So now here we go, and getting ready for kickoff. Getting ready for the kickoff, and Effingham has two receivers back. Here's the kick.
Tornado kickoff goes out of bounds.
Vicky, you gonna be on TV?
I can't hear. Is that go?
I think they're saying Effingham touched the ball, so that will give them the ball where it went out of bounds. If they wouldn't have touched it, there would have been a flag on Taylorville.
And they are saying that they touched it, so it will be at the 32.
This is Molly Smith with Tommy Talk in the Purple Rain student section of our Effingham game. We're loud, we're proud, and we're ready to win this game. Woo!
Does in fact hand it off to Woolen. Woolen gets hit at the 38 and then gets slammed down at the 38-yard line as he had tried to break through the first tackle and then got massacred at the end there.
About 5. Effingham does not seem to be in much of a hurry. Minute 20 remaining. Effingham has 1 timeout left and 2nd and 4.
So yeah, 20, and they are taking their time here on this as far as minute 9. Now they're going to get ready and come to the line as there's 12 seconds left on the play clock. 2 running backs behind Shackelford. Shackelford hands it off to Woolen again, and Woolen nowhere and gets hit. And that hit was by Jackson Tex, and Tex with a big stop there.
By Jackson Tex. I think Effingham's just going to be happy with going in leading 21-6 as the clock goes down to under 40 seconds.
Especially because this, like we said earlier, this game could be a whole lot different than what it is right now. Taylorville could not score too much in the red zone.
We had 3 turnovers. Effingham's had 1. We scored after Camden Woodward had an interception. And 20 seconds remaining in the first half.
Shackelford hands off to Woolen. Woolen's going to find a hole, and now he's going to get to the 45. Oh, and gets neck tackled at the 48, and that was a big hit by Chaz Allen. And
good tackle there by Chaz Allen. A little bit high. It wasn't a face smash. Tackled him up by the shoulder pads, and Woolen will remember that tackle for a while. And the clock, Effingham's just going to let the clock run out, and we're going to go to halftime. Effingham leads 21, Taylorville 6. We'll be back in a minute.
And we got on the Where's he at? See if TJ's down there. And if you see him, tell him I phone. Or, you know what? I'll just go down. Nobody will take it. I know. I just thought it was right there.
Ladies and gentlemen, if I could have your attention, the Tornado Open Committee is here to present the check from this year's Tornado Open, and that number is 2, 5, 3, 2, 8, $25,328. Thank you so much to the Tornado Open Committee and those of you that played in the Tornado Open.
Oh, really?
This is Molly Smith in the student section. I'm here with Abby Danielson and Ashley Vokes. How do you guys think the game's going so far?
It's going awesome. It's going to be an awesome game.
All right, well, you guys showed out even in the cold weather. You guys are true fans. If you could say one thing to the boys right now, what would it be?
Just don't get discouraged. Keep your head in the game.
What's your favorite part of being at these football games?
Cheering on the boys.
All right. Well, is there anything else you guys want to say?
Let's go, T-Ville!
And the band's about to play, and we're going to enjoy the halftime show. Thank you for watching.
That's the only reason I said
Ladies and gentlemen, the THS Sports Boosters would like to honor this year's 2019 Fan of the Year, Mr. David Hicksonbaugh, in appreciation of his longtime support to all the Taylorville High School athletics. Here are just a few of Dave's numerous contributions to Taylorville athletics. Dave helped with the elementary track meet from 1970 to 2011. He ran the Junior Tornadoes basketball from 1985 to 1999. He has been announcing all levels of high school football since 1985. In addition, Dave founded the Taylorville High School Sports Hall of Fame in 1995. The Hall of Fame is set up to honor Taylorville athletes and recognize their dedicated supporters in the long history of Taylorville High School. Dave Hicksonbaugh's passion and unconditional commitment deems him a true fan of Taylorville Tornadoes. The Taylorville Sports Boosters would would like to thank you for your never-ending devotion and contributions to the sports programs of Taylorville High School. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. David Hixenbaugh, the 2019 Fan of the Year.
Gentlemen, now taking the field for your 2019 Tornado Marching Band under the direction of Mr. Chris Gunn and led by drum majors Tyler Sherbert and Marcus Wilkins. Next Saturday, the Tornado Band will take their show on the road as they travel to Effingham to perform in the Effingham Marching Arts Invitational Marching Band Competition. Tonight, the band presents their complete 2019 field show titled The Greatest Show. Tonight's selections are The Greatest Show, This Is Me, drumline feature Puma, Never Enough, and From Now On. Featured soloists tonight are Blake Rice and Emily Thorpe. Please wish the band good luck on their performance tonight and also next week in competition. Drum majors Tyler Sherbert and Marcus Wilkins, is your band ready? Tornado Marching Band, the field is yours.
Now welcome to THS Dance, hosted by Ed Rogan. Tonight's dance team will be performing the Lady Gaga hit, Bad Romance. Now please stand, join the band, the dance team, and the cheerleaders in the Taylorville High School fight song, Go Tornadoes.
CTI, 100% lag-free internet, perfect for gaming, streaming, and yes, even homework. Gig by gig, $69.95 per month. CTI, proud to support Tornado Nation in the classroom and on the field. There's nothing like Tornado Alley filmed by you, Tornado Nation. But sometimes, members of Tornado Nation can't be in attendance. That's why Tommy TV exists. Watch all the action live. Tommy TV can be found on YouTube, Facebook, and CTI Fiber Channel 921. If you know someone who could be in attendance, share the info. Tommy TV, operated by THS students, powered by CTI.
Our children is here,
Welcome back to Taylorville Tornado Football. Leroy Clamola here alongside Bruce Barry, and we are getting ready here for the second half of Taylorville Tornado Football. And shout out to Peyton, who is back at the studio helping us with our commercial breaks. Thank you, Peyton. And Bruce, we're ready for second half football. Taylorville looking to get a stop here pretty quickly here.
To get back in here, and it must be better than to stop Effingham in their own territory and look for a big kickoff by Tyler Himes. Could be could be a chance for an onside kick here. I think Effingham's ready for it, but let's see if Taylorville can execute.
Himeson's ready to kick off, and he kicks it, and it's a very short kickoff. Fair catch called at the 38-yard line, and caught by...
Called for a fair catch. He did drop
Logan
it.
Logan Aaron, and he did drop it, yeah.
But he fell right on it.
So that will come out to the 39-yard line on the very, very short kickoff.
It was interesting in pro football a couple weeks ago. A guy tried to drop kick, onside kick. And I read today that the NFL has ruled that ineligible. They did allow it 3 weeks ago in week 2. But
so don't do that again.
So
quick throw from Shackelford over to Tristan Duncan, and Duncan runs out of bounds at the 44. Yeah, it's interesting how they do that. Yeah, okay, we let you do it one time, but we're not going to let you do it again.
Well, they said the officials were well aware that it may happen. Coach John Harbaugh had told the officials, and they ruled it that it was legal. Now, I guess after the Rules Committee had a chance to discuss it, they ruled that it would be an ineligible play now.
Shackelford back to throw and throws a quick pass to Holden Lewis, and Lewis runs up a little bit and gets tackled around the 46-yard line. And that'll be a new first down, new set of downs, and Effingham driving here as we start the third quarter. And 11:43 left here in this early part of the second half. Effingham driving. Now a handoff to Woomer, and Woomer gets hit and gets dragged down.
Hit initially by Dalton Smith and Camden Woodward, and Ty Sanders came up to finish him off. Gain of 1, and Taylorville needs to stop.
They really do, and they've been able to handle for the most part what Effingham's been throwing them, but it hasn't shown on the scoreboard as Effingham has a 21-6 lead here in the third quarter. Shackelford back, and the high snap, and finally brings it down himself, then takes off, and he's got speed, and he gets up to the 35, then fumbles it forward, and it's caught by Tristan Duncan. And I don't know. I don't think that was planned, but
players down. It looks like Chaz Allen.
A botched play where Nathan Shackelford got a high snap, then took off on his own because he saw a hole, and as he got hit, the ball popped out and landed right into the hands of Tristan Duncan, and Duncan finally gets shoved out of bounds at about the 17-yard line. Not the play they designed, but I'm quite sure Brett Hefner, the Effingham head coach, was not upset about it. Now the umpires are going to talk a little bit, make sure everything's all on the up and up as the player comes off the field. Chaz Allen coming off on his own strength.
Jeb Oldham, the trainer, was out taking care of Chaz Allen, and Josh Smith brought him out a big old bottle of water. And let's give Josh Smith a round of applause, Leroy.
21-6, 10:48 left here in the third quarter as we get things underway. And now we're all back to the line to get things ready
in the
here.
Red zone.
And now Taylorville needing a stop here as the Effingham only 17 yards away, and does the option fake handoff and gets tackled. Not a whole big gain for Shackelford, as Shackelford did the read option to Woomer, but held onto the ball himself, and then get dragged down at the 15-yard line. So
tackled by Chance Dickey right there in the middle of the line, along with Mason Bates.
And so that will make it 2nd and 8.
Chaz Allen's back in there after sitting out one play.
And now Shackelford goes to hand off, and again to Woomer. Woomer's going to break through the middle and then gets pushed forward and then gets dragged down in the end zone for a touchdown.
Right through the middle of the line went Woomer, and a 15-yard touchdown, and Effingham now leads 27-6 with the point after coming up.
And there was a little bit of a pull on him from some of the Taylorville players. I mean, he was breaking tackles, but really there wasn't a whole lot going there as far as being able to bring him down.
Trying to arm tackle him there, and you're going to have to come up and hit him with a helmet or a shoulder pad.
The kick is deflected.
And no good.
No good. So that negates the missed extra point for Taylorville.
That's right.
That's a missed extra point, and that one went really wide left. I wonder if it was tipped or if it was just a bad hold, but irregardless, the ball is wide left, and Effingham will kick off now with only 6 points on the board there as opposed to 7.
Lead 27-6
right.
with
Yes, it's
10:04 remaining in the third quarter. And good crowd tonight. There's quite a few people standing throughout the track, and Effingham's got a good crowd. You're going to bring a good crowd when you're 6-0.
Absolutely.
And a good home crowd for Taylorville. Last home game for the Tornadoes here this year.
The crowd braving the little bit of a cooler temperatures tonight as the cold front moved in earlier. It dropped 10 degrees this morning.
Right. Hopefully we still, if we'd lose here, we'd be 7-2 at the best. We could get a home playoff game at 7-2, but more than likely it would be an away first-round game.
Kickoff to Herkert. Herkert goes to up, it drops it, and then picks up again. Now he's going to break through. Gets through the first line up to the 30, and then finally dragged down at the 35. Herkert was running as he went to go pick it up, and the ball just said, "No, I'm just going to stay right here." So Herkert had to stop his motion and pick up the ball, and then he took off, but still able to find a decent hole and gets up to the 36-yard line. It's now Taylorville without, it doesn't need to be said, but Taylorville needing to put some points up on the board, preferably a touchdown here. As I don't think for the rest of this game Taylorville's ever going to find themselves in a field goal position or this is 4-down territory, I think, for the rest of this game.
And, throughout the whole game, we've moved the ball pretty well. We've gotten the red zone 4 different times, but only came away with 1 touchdown. And a gain of about 4 or 5 by Austin Herkert. Effingham's really not stopping us. We're shooting ourselves in the foot, either with turnovers or getting stopped on 4th down.
Herkert kind of pushed 3 or 4 guys in front of him before they finally shoved him out of bounds as Herkert kind of lowered his shoulder and finally gets run out of bounds at the 41-yard line. Now they're going to set up again here, and Herkert in the backfield as Caden Milam is in the shotgun formation. Milam sets to throw and does throw, and it's nearly picked off. Goes through the hands of Ethan Milam. And Milam was not able to bring that ball in.
It was a little high, but it probably should have been caught. Ethan would probably tell you he should have caught it, and I guarantee you, Caden would tell you Ethan should have caught it. Little brotherly love there.
And if the throw is thrown again in that position, he probably does catch it.
That's right.
It's one of those where it went through Ethan's hands, and Ethan probably frustrated with himself, knowing that he's going to hear about it from Caden later. Now we're set. 2 wide receivers on the bottom, and sets to throw. Milam sets to throw again. This time it is caught.
That's
and it's caught by Sabatini.
A good throw again by Caden. Caden's been on the mark, except for the 1 interception that he threw right into the hands of Effingham. He's played well. We've had quite a few drops, and then we've gotten stopped in the red zone.
And that will push Taylorville across midfield. They'll get up to the 49-yard line of the Effingham Hearts. Taylorville now set. Caden Milam ready and hands off, and not a whole lot. No, he held on to it. Looked like it was an option handoff, but Caden held it himself, ran up the middle, and didn't actually run up the middle. He got hit as he was trying to run up the middle and gets brought down.
That was a good play by Haven Pratt, the 5'10", 210-pound senior defensive lineman.
waited on that option handoff, and then by the time he was able to hold on to it and move forward, it was too late. Now he's back to pass. Milam looking, and there's the throw, and it's going to be caught and then dropped. And it was almost caught by Ethan Milam, and Ethan, again, frustrated with himself as he had it.
Right.
It was in it. He brought it into himself, but he wasn't able to take more than one step before the ball fell out. And it will be 3rd and 11 at the 50-yard line. 8:10 left here in the third quarter.
And Ethan is frustrated himself. He probably should have caught the one before that, and he definitely should have caught that one, and he'd be the first one to tell you.
So now it's 3rd and 11, and Taylorville needing an important third down here, and they're going to call a timeout to make sure they're all on the same page for this play. 8:10 left in the third quarter, 27-6 in favor of the Effingham Hearts. As we take a timeout here, and Bruce, you look at this game, and it doesn't feel like it's out of reach, but the scoreboard tells a little bit of a different story.
Well, this is going to be a big play for us. If we don't advance the ball here, it probably forces us to punt. Then we'll be down 21 points. We'll have to stop Effingham. I don't think Taylorville's capable of scoring more than 21 points the rest of this game. So if they don't stop Effingham from scoring, it looks like it will be out of reach. Like I said, we've moved the ball all night. This is a big play here, 3rd and 11 from the 50-yard line. And it seems like Caden is locked in on Ethan. He did so the pass was completion before that to Sabatini. But we haven't heard much from Tyler Hines yet, so maybe we can get him over the middle for a big 11-yard gain.
And now we're done with the timeout. We're set. And now Milam, quick throw out to his left, and Milam does catch this one. He's going to break a tackle up to the 40, up to the 35-30, puts on the Jets, and then finally gets brought down at the 26-yard line.
A little pass in the flat to Ethan Milam. Tyler Hines just made a good block, and Ethan Milam just made 2 good moves and down for a 22-yard gain down to the 28-yard line.
And that is a landmark first down for Taylorville as they get down to the 28-yard line. And you look at this team, and they have been able to move the ball well. That was a 3rd and 11. They were able to get a first down on. And
we're knocking on the door again.
Milam back to pass, looking, and now he does throw it, and it's being held the whole time, but there's a flag as he was being held the entire time down there. The ball falls incomplete. The pass was to about the 11-yard line, and Milam did not have a chance at catching that. I was waiting for
It is holding.
It's going to be holding.
Not pass interference.
Oh, it's going to be holding on the defense though, regardless.
Right.
So
probably the pass was uncatchable, but he did holding. And that's a big penalty against Effingham. It's, I believe it's 10.
Yeah, I think you're right, Bruce.
It's a 10-yard penalty in high school. It's 5 yards in the NFL and college, automatic first down. But this will be a first down for Taylorville inside the red zone.
And so, again, Taylorville finds themselves in the red zone, Bruce.
The 5th time we've been in the red zone. And for the people who don't understand the red zone, it's anytime you're inside the opponent's 20-yard line.
Throw, and the ref has to slide out of the way, and I think the ref might have been a little bit too in front of him as Tyler Himesness was not able to really see the ball until it was too late.
I didn't really see that. It looked like maybe Tyler Himes just ran into the ref as he was running his crossing route.
Yeah, and I couldn't.
It knocked the referee down. It might have caused Tyler to drop it because that ball was in his hands again.
And that would have been a big gain for this Taylorville offense that's needing some big plays here. But regardless, the ball falls incomplete. The ref is back up and all right. And we're going to set up here now for 2nd and 10.
7:33 remaining. Effingham leads 27-6. Third quarter action.
A little bit of movement here from Taylorville, but they're going to go and hand off to Herkert, and Herkert's not really going to go a whole lot.
Gain of about 3 to the 15. 3rd and 7. And this is another key play as my friend would hold his keys in the air, Leroy, and shake them.
And I said movement earlier. There wasn't movement. It was an audible switch for the offensive. The tight end switched from the left side to the right side. So If you're listening on the radio, then sorry for the confusion. Now we're going to get set here, and Caden Milam back in the shotgun with Austin Herkert right next to him. Split wide receivers. A little bit of an off throw off the handoff, and now a throw deep, and it's nearly picked off. Intended for Sabatini, intended for Sabatini. But
Ethan just probably should have threw that a little harder. Probably tried to loft it in the air and gave the defensive back time to come and knock it away, and he almost picked it off there at the end line.
Well, and Caden's been really good about throwing the ball in front of the receiver. That one was not. That one was back, and so Sabatini had to kind of reach his hands back to catch it, but the receiver or the defender was right there. So yes, lucky that it was not picked off. That one was pretty close.
If you thought that was a key play, this is a keyer play, Leroy. This
fourth and 7. Yes, 4th and 7. And now a flag comes out as there is a movement.
I believe it's delay of game, and Caden just didn't get the snap off.
Delay of game, and so
5-yard penalty.
And so now it's 4th and 12. So the big play is a little bit lesser of a big play, but
a little bit more difficult.
A little bit more difficult, yes.
12. But I think we're going to throw the ball anyhow at 4th and 7, so we're just going to have to lengthen our routes a little bit and look for maybe a pick play or something down about the 10-yard line where we can.
And it's not 4th and goal. It's 4th and 10 from the 20. So you don't need to go completely for the end zone if you don't want to. And now Caden's going to take off and get dragged, and then get pulled down, and then finally get stopped. And it's going to be short.
And Taylor's going to turn the ball over for the 5th time tonight on downs.
Austin Herboth in on that stop, and Herboth was the final wall that stopped Caden Milam from getting that first down. But again, about 5 yards short, and a key turnover that will give Effingham the ball back at their own 15-yard line. So Taylorville defense really needing to step up here and make a stop. You cannot afford to go down by yet another score. Shackelford now in motion and hands off, and Woomer not really able to gain anything on that play as Woomer just kind of ran up the gut off the halfback dive, and they stopped.
Ty Sanders and Cole Repture both with the initial hit, along with Chance Dickey.
And Repture in on that stop, and Repture's been good on that defensive line. 2nd and 10 from their own 15, 6:11 left in the third quarter, 27-6 in favor of Effingham as Effingham comes back to the line. Shackelford with Woomer right next to him. Snap and a handoff to Woomer, and Woomer gets up to the 16-yard line, so about a yard on the play, and that makes it 3rd and 9. And I've said it all game, but Effingham's game plan has not been that spectacular. Hand the ball off to Woomer. When it gets to be 3rd down, throw it to Tristan Duncan, and hope you get a first down. And so far, Effingham's plan's been working.
And Shackelford went off on a couple good runs.
That's right, yes.
Very talented quarterback.
Shackelford in the shotgun. He's looking to throw and pressure, and he's going to take off running, and Shackelford can run up to the 25. He's going to get hit and then gets brought down as the hole closed pretty quickly on him, and he gets brought down at the 28-yard line for a first down.
First down, Effingham, and 5:12 remaining in the third quarter. Effingham leads by 21, 27-6.
And I just can't stress how dangerous Shackelford is back there at quarterback. He has got quick feet, and when his pocket collapses, he is able to take off and find the open hole.
He's good size, 6 foot, 180 pounds. He's listed. I think he might weigh a little bit more than that. He's not easy to come down.
Hand off to Woomer, and then gets thrown back by some of the Taylorville defensive linemen who are able to get in there and keep Woomer from breaking off a big gain.
Dalton Smith and Chance Dickey on the tackle there. And Effingham's content with just running the ball with Woomer as the clock continues to go. 4 minutes and 33 seconds left and running remaining in the third quarter.
Well, and Effingham coach Brett Hefner telling his guys, just hold on to the ball and don't drop it. Now there's a throw, and it's going to be a quick pass out to the right, caught by Tristan Duncan, and
Wide
Duncan gets brought down for a new first down up to the 45-yard line.
Little curl pattern, but Ethan Milam was playing way off of him, and gain of about 12 yards, first down, and Effingham continues to march.
Duncan coming forward on that throw, and again, just getting little chunks of yardage, 7 yards a clip, and able to get their first downs relatively easily. Handoff now to Woomer, and we're up to about the 48 as he gets brought down.
And Camden Woodward with the tackle. And Woomer's listed at 5'8", 160 pounds. He's a strong 160 pounds, and he's very elusive. So, but again, I think the key to Effingham's offense is their talented quarterback.
Their drives live and die by Nathan Shackelford, and Shackelford's really been able to control and dictate the pace of this game by the way that he's been playing. Now Shackelford back to pass and fakes and now throws it deep, and that ball is going to be caught at the 15-yard line. And absolutely fantastic throw that was just right up ahead and caught by Tristan Duncan, and Duncan brings that ball in for a first down.
All the way down to the 13-yard line, 38-yard pass from Shackelford to Duncan. And Effingham's working on all cylinders right now.
Effingham finds themselves once again in the red zone against Taylorville. Defense, they look a little tired out there as they've been getting pushed back most of this game.
Well, we're probably playing 7 or 8 guys both ways, including our whole defensive line. So we're going to start to wear down, and Effingham comes in basically with two new units on the offensive and defensive line, 2 separate units, and they're going to wear you down. Effingham's got a big size advantage. Their offensive line averaging about 230, it looks like, where our defensive guys, our biggest player is Jackson Tex, and he weighs in at about 215.
Wilmer ran it up to the 7-yard line now, so now it's 2nd and 4, and now another fake handoff. This time now it's a throw, and it's going to be caught, and pushes his way forward up to the 1, and that is caught by...
That's a first down.
That is caught by Nathan Thompson.
Tackled by Caden Milam, or Ethan Milam.
Yeah, Ethan.
Right.
And so now Effingham at their own, Taylorville's 1-yard line. One's all around. 1st and goal at the 1-yard line, 27-6. And Woomer gets it and gets dragged down and caught right before he gets across the line. It's a big stop for Taylorville.
Chaz Allen on that. He come around the right end and hit him in the backfield, loss of about a yard.
Allen with a good shoestring tackle there to prevent the touchdown and saves 6 points at least for now. So now it's 2nd and goal from the 1-yard line.
Either saves it or delays it.
And now Woomer again, this time pushes forward, and he's going to be in as the line kind of broke down there a little bit, and Woomer found a hole and gets dragged down across the plane. And 6 more points for Effingham as it is now 33-6 with 1:42 left in the 3rd quarter. And a big drive there capitalized by the 35-yard pass to Tristan Duncan leads to a score for Effingham. Now here's the extra point, and it's up, and it's going to be good through the uprights, and that makes it 34-6. So Taylorville has not had an answer to Nathan Shackelford, who has pretty much shackled Taylorville's defense, and I've waited all day for that one. I finally got it.
Yeah.
As they have not allowed Taylorville's defense to really have any success throughout the game today. So Taylorville looking to answer here and try to get back onto the scoreboard in this lopsided game as it's 142, 34-6 in favor of Effingham.
They're going to set up the big game next week for the conference title between Effingham and Mount Zion. Looks like to me Effingham might be a little bit more talented, but they're still going to have a tough time stopping Sage Davis for Mount Zion.
And that's just it. I mean, you look at Sage Davis and what he did to Taylorville last week. I wonder if he'll be able to have that success against this Effingham defensive line. And now run up the side from Ethan Milam, and Milam finally gets brought down around the 31-yard line on that kickoff. Milam was able to get a little bit of hole, and but the hole closed up relatively quickly as he chugged up to the right side of the field, and then finally gets brought down. But 1st and 10 from Taylorville's own 32-yard line, 34-6 in favor of Effingham. But yeah, you look at that Effingham defensive line, and they're a little bit bigger than Taylorville's,
right?
And,
and
that will.
It looks like to me they're bigger than Mount Zion's also. Their offensive line is good, but like I said, if Effingham can stop Sage Davis, the game might be theirs. Because Shackelford seems to be, to me, the most prolific quarterback in the conference.
Well, definitely most well-rounded, as the option goes out, as Caden Milam got hit really hard at the end there. As Milam
getting up slowly. Chaz Allen's getting up slowly. And the clock continues to run under a minute 15.
Well, and these guys are just beat up. I mean, they've been getting hit hard all game. The cold weather's been making the hits a little bit harder, too, and just have not had very much success with the ball as far as
well, we've
in key situations.
We've thrown the ball well. We haven't caught the ball well. We've had numerous drops, and now Sean Tchaikovsky comes in to play quarterback for Caden Milam.
As Milam was shaken up on that play. Tchaikovsky hands off and nothing going as Herkert gets slammed in the backfield. He's going to have a big loss there as he gets pushed back to the 25-yard line. And Herkert kind of ran into Tchaikovsky a little bit, was able to get off of him, but not able to break that defensive blitz that was coming in.
That's Tchaikovsky's few plays here in this year at quarterback. And he looks nervous back there. Hopefully he can calm down and show some of his natural ability. The coaches really like him as their backup quarterback, and hopefully he can calm himself down and perform up to his capabilities.
Tchaikovsky, a junior in high school right now.
That's the end of the third quarter.
And we reached the end of the third quarter. Effingham up 34-6 on Taylorville. When we come back, we'll have the fourth quarter action as we wrap up here. And you're listening to Taylorville Tornado Football on New Country 104.1.
Nobody in the NFC, or nobody in the Central was able to have consistency in all this.
Back to New Country 104.1. Tchaikovsky throws and it's picked off, and big pickoff for Effingham's number 33, and that is Jacob Logan. Logan runs all the way back up and finally gets dragged down at the 30-yard line, but Tchaikovsky was getting hit, just threw the ball up in desperation, which is not really a thing you want to do. And
he underthrew Sabatini, and probably one of those he should have tried to maybe throw the ball away there, but he's young and learning. And hopefully Milam's not hurt too bad.
You got to learn that's the best way to learn is to be put into these situations. So, but yes, another interception for the Taylorville Tornadoes, who have yet another turnover in this game, and the turnovers have been the story of today's game, as Taylorville has not had very much success. Now
called a 5-yard face mask
5 yard
on the tackle on the interception return. So Effingham will have the ball 1st and 10 at the Taylorville 26-yard line.
So a very short field for Effingham. It looks to add a few more points on the board here. Now Shackelford back, hands off to Woomer. Woomer up towards the 22 and gets brought down at the 22-yard line. And you look at this team, and the injuries have hurt them a little. This Taylorville Tornado team, the injuries have hurt them a little bit, but their youth has too. They lost quite a few players this offseason, and
right, and losing Ryan Bates with not a little heart issue, fluid around the heart. It's hurt our defensive and offensive lines, and I wish him the best of luck in his recovery.
Shackelford with a throw over to Holden Lewis, and Lewis finally gets pushed out of bounds, but not before getting up to the 18-yard line.
Be 2nd down and about 2.
And just a simple out route there to Lewis, and Lewis with the easy reception just kind of runs forward until he ends up getting forced out of bounds. 10:59 left in the 4th quarter. Effingham with a comfortable 34-6 lead on the Taylorville Tornadoes. Now Shackelford hands off to Keegan Baker, and Baker with not really a whole lot going on there, as he comes up to about the line of scrimmage and no more. So that will make it 4th and 2. And so
walks over.
4th and 2 now, and see what the Effingham Hearts want to do here on this 4th down. And they're going to go for it. So Shackelford up, two running backs behind him, Woomer and Baker. Hand off to Baker, and Baker gets up to the 15-yard line, and he's going to get the 1st down. As Baker went off to the left side, a little bit of a off-tackle run, and gets the 1st down. So another new set of downs, and it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Effingham Hearts on their Taylorville 15-yard line.
And we're about to go under the 10-minute mark, and it's been all Effingham this second half. They've outscored Taylorville 13-0, and looks like they're going to try to punch in another one.
Shackelford gets it, now hands off, and Baker up to the 10, then up to the 5, and his feet are going to carry him into the end zone for a touchdown, and that will make it 40-6. Baker, nothing fancy there, a little bit of a half route up to the right side and gets through and turns on the jets and punches in another 6 points for Effingham. So a 40-6 lead in favor of Effingham here with 9:41 left remaining in the game. Parker Wolf holding for
Ivan Angel.
Angel kicks it up, and the ball goes through the uprights, and that will be 41-6. So the interception from Chakowski, and Effingham responds with saying, "Thank you. We'll take that, and we'll score another 6 points, or 7 points."
They returned the interception to the 26-yard line, gave him a very short field. We've given them the short field 3 times already, and they scored 2 touchdowns. We did get the one called back and stopped them on 4th down. But the whole story of tonight's game is Taylorville's inability to score once they've gotten the red zone. We've come away with 1 touchdown, and I think we've had 6 trips to the red zone. You've got to come away with points and more than likely touchdowns against this Effingham squad.
And Taylorville played a lot better in the first half. They looked tired this second half. They have not had nearly the success that we've seen. And then the injury to Caden Milam has really hurt this team. So kickoff now here. And it's going to be caught by Herker, who gets it at about the 15, then up to the 20. Going to juke a little bit left and then run to the wall and gets dragged down around. Gets up to the 19, then gets pushed back all the way to the 15. They're going to give him a ball spot of about the 21-yard line. So that's where Taylorville Tornadoes will take over at their own 26, at their 26-yard line. 41-6 in favor of Effingham. with 9:33 left in the game.
Well, like I said, I don't expect Effingham to take the foot off the throttle if they get a chance. After the thrashing we gave them last year, it's 64-20.
And the wall collapses there on Herkert, who had gotten the handoff, and Herkert just gets sucked up and spit out at the 26-yard line.
9:15 remaining. Caden Milan's back in the game right now, though, so that's good that he's not injured. And we'll see what happens now in the last 9 minutes. Taylorville losing 41-6.
Now a quick throw, and it's going to be caught by Caden Sabatini, but Sabatini gets brought down right away, and that will get out to the 29-yard line. And so Taylorville trying to do something. It was a good throw and good catch by Sabatini in pressure. And Sabatini was immediately dragged down right away. So 3rd and 5 from the 31-yard line. As Taylorville not really in any rush here, trying to taking their time, holding on to the ball. But 8:20 left in the game. Now I'm in the shotgun and looking to throw it. And he does throw it, and it gets through the hands of Tyler Heimsness. And Heimsness again with another throw that went through his hands.
Tyler's 6'4", and that was over his head too. He could have possibly caught it, but it looks like we're more tentative on offense now. Our receivers are not wanting to get hit, and they're running their routes like they're not wanting to get hit. They're not really aggressive on their routes.
And that has been the tale of the second half, is tiredness and looking a little timid, as Bruce says, and not really a whole lot going on in the second half. 4th and 5 now, as Taylorville trying to punch the ball across, or they're going to punt it. And so the punt is up, and it's going to fall at around the 44 and take a nice little bounce and get all the way to the 39-yard line on Effingham's side. So Effingham will take over at their own 39. Not horrible field position. The punt took a good bounce.
Yep, 30-yard punt for Jackson Tex after getting a low snap. And looked like Effingham's probably just going to try to run the ball and run the clock out. 7:59 remain. They do lead 41-6. And Taylorville's starting to put a few subs in, which is good to see.
Yes.
Hunter Gerlich's going to play linebacker. He brings out Kyle Kurlock.
And now a timeout is called. I don't know. I couldn't tell if this was an official or if this was Taylorville's timeout. But it's Effingham's timeout. So Effingham's going to get their defense all figured out here, as Taylorville's been switching their guys a little bit here on offense. And
well, it's good to see some of the subs get in. It gives them a chance to play. You know, they practice daily, day after day, week after week, and they want to see some varsity action on Friday night also.
And so it's 41-6 in favor of Effingham on this chilly, breezy Friday evening here in Central Illinois and Taylorville. At 7:59 left in the game. As Charleston is, as we're getting ready here, is look at some scores across. I'm trying to pull up some scores, and Charleston's still down 14-6.
Taylorville will fall to 5-2, and they're the only team in the county that's lost the game so far this year. Central A&M's unbeaten, so is Pana. Kincaid, Morrisonville, the co-op. I think they're 2-4 beginning tonight. Wish them luck. It's senior night in Kincaid, and wish all the county teams luck.
Baker with a run up the gut up to about the 49-yard line. Good little run for him. And that'll be for another first down for Effingham. Now another handoff, and this one's going to go, and it's going to go up to the 40, then up to the 35-30, and then finally gets brought down at the 20-yard line. And that was Trevor Donsbach. And Donsbach with a huge run up the right side as he was not as he kind of flat-footed some of the defensive guys on the Tornadoes side and was able to get a huge run.
Effingham is putting in their reserves now. They got their backup quarterback in at Nathan Thompson, number 12, and Taylorville's putting their reserves in also. I'll try to get you some. They got
get some names out there.
Number 20, Joel Vista's playing safety, along with Caden Sabatini, Chaz Allen.
Thompson with the handoff to Keegan Baker, and Baker pushes up the gut and gets up to about the 19-yard line. Up to the 20-yard line. So now Taylor finds themselves once again in the red zone here. 41-6, 6:49 left remaining in the game. And you know, you look at some of these teams across the Central Illinois, and there's some pretty good teams in this area as far as the football that they've been playing. You know, Central A&M's been absolutely dominating everyone they've been playing. Mount Zion has too, and Effingham's been really, really good as well. Another run here now as it's up to the 10, and Trevor Donsbach up all the way up to the 11-yard line. That'll be another first down for Effingham.
Good tackle out there by Cameron Stevens, and Aaron Corsel's in playing nose tackle now. Good-looking sophomore, 6'1", 260, big boy in there playing nose guard for us. So let's get some of the next year's stars in the game tonight. Let's see if we can't stop Effingham. Looks like Effingham's got most of their reserves in against Taylorville's reserves.
Preview of next year. Now Thompson hands off again. This one goes to Baker, and Baker pushes up, and not a whole lot going on as the wall collapses and gets brought down at about the 6-yard line. So a little bit of a gain. As the Taylorville defense has been kind of bending a little bit, but standing strong so far here in this red zone. 2nd and 4 from the 6-yard line, so they have about 2 yards to play with where they can get another first down here if they so choose. But the end zone is right there as well as Effingham coming back to the ball, and Nathan Thompson sitting in at quarterback. Nathan Thompson has a very low stance at quarterback. He gets down really low, and now a handoff. And ball comes out, and now he's going to pick it up, but let's see if they rule it dead.
Well,
he runs it in.
He picked it up, but his knee was on the ground,
yeah.
So they will. It was a fumble. It came out. It came backwards to Thompson. He went to scoop it up. His knee hit the ground, and in high school football, you're down with the ball when your knee hit.
And the wall collapsed. Everybody kind of fell onto each other, and all of a sudden you just see the football spurt out of the pile.
And the clock continues to run.
4:40 now left in the game, 41-6 in favor of Effingham. Effingham knocking at Taylorville's door, though, to put up another 6 points as they have a 3rd and 5 at Taylorville's 7-yard line. Thompson set now, goes hands off to Baker, and Baker finds the hole, pushes forward, and gets a touchdown. As he got pulled down across the end zone, and that will be another 6 points. And Bruce, I think you hit the nail on the head here when you said they weren't going to be shy about piling it on to Taylorville.
And like I said, you can't blame them. We piled it on last year against them, and it'll pay back here. But this will set up a running clock situation. The clock will start on Effingham's kickoff, and it won't stop unless there's a timeout or a score. So,
and 4:12 left here as the Effingham special teams unit comes onto the field to kick the field goal. Ivan Angel to kick. Snap is good. Kick is up and through the uprights, and that will be 48-6 with 4:12 left in the game. And Effingham will now kick off to a very tired Taylorville offense that has struggled here in the second half.
These last 4 minutes should go pretty quick with the running clock. And look for Taylorville. You know, hopefully we don't suffer any more injuries. We got a tough game next week with Charleston. And we're looking for that 6th win to make us playoff. We're playoff eligible now with 5, but with our many playoff points that we have, some people don't think we make it with 5. So
you really want to get that last 6th win to solidify.
We got 2 chances.
You don't want to back into the playoffs.
Right.
It's never good to back in. You want to go in there with a
I'd like to see
strong
it to
statement.
7-2 and maybe get a home game the opening week of the playoffs.
Kick is up and caught around the 18-yard line, up to the 20, then to the 25, and then gets hit and gets brought down at the 26-yard line. Bruce, I couldn't see who got that catch, but up to the 26-yard line regardless. And
looks like Ethan Milam was the returner.
So now Taylor will take over on their own 27-yard line, looking to...
And we got some reserves coming in for Taylorville on the offensive line. Number 62, Jason Scooby. Number 68 is Alan Miles. 72 is Aaron Corso. They're going to have Caden Milam at quarterback, along with Tyler Heimjes going out there. Kevin Williams, 5'2", 105-pound senior, is going to play wide receiver, number 6.
And Ian Niesler is out there, too.
Looks like Gage Rusher's out there at receiver also.
Milan with the handoff and immediately gets tackled there in the backfield, as that is Benjamin Michael getting pulled down in the backfield. Not a big gain for Benjamin there.
And the clock goes under 3 minutes, 48-6 Effingham. It's all Effingham tonight.
Especially in the second half. Taylorville was kind of staying with them other than not being able to, offensive-wise, they were able to stay with them the first half. Not a whole lot going the second half, though.
And Effingham's just wore us down here in the second half, and that's what you get. Taylorville's low on numbers, and Effingham's high on numbers. Effingham's a lot bigger than us on the defensive and offensive lines, and it just wore us down.
And so the focus will, especially for Effingham, as Milam looks to throw now pressured all the way back to the 11, then just throws it away as he was way out of the pocket and just kind of threw the ball away. But now the focus for
they're going
to call it
he wasn't really out of, and I don't know exactly what the rule is in high school. There wasn't a receiver in the area.
Yeah, they're going to call intentional grounding.
It is a loss of down,
and
it's a spot penalty from where he threw it. Looks like about the 13-yard line.
And I'm with you, Bruce. I know it. I'm not quite sure on the high school level, especially Illinois, as far as what that how far back you have to go. But I think you got to just move.
Well, you
actually
have to
out
be
of
out of the pocket,
Yeah.
So you have to run sideways, and I think he ran to the left. Then ran back to the right. He ran back into the pocket.
Oh, okay.
Is I think what it was the real call, and probably a correct call.
Yeah.
The referee look at it and see, and then decided to throw the flag. Luckily for Taylorville, we're in a running clock situation, as it is.
They just might let this run down here a little bit and have maybe one or two last plays here, as there's 9 seconds left.
It's fourth and 27.
Oh, it is 4th and 27, yeah. So, and now a whistle is blown here.
Taylorville calls
timeout. So, yeah, 4th and 27.
The clock will stop for a timeout.
54 seconds left in the game. A sizable lead for this Effingham team. But, yes, so the focus for Effingham turns to Mount Zion next week. Two powerhouses will face off for what should be the Apollo Championship right there, as far as two.
Well, it will be, because it's the last conference game of the year for all the teams, and they all play non-conference games the last week. So the conference is set up, Leroy. And Taylorville's focus has to be on Charleston, an improving Charleston team. Enter tonight's game 2-4, I believe.
Yep, 2-4, correct.
So, and they're losing series, so 2-5, but they'd like nothing better than to upset Taylorville next week and put another dent into our playoff hopes.
So now the timeout's over. The clock will start again here in just a moment as Ethan Milam sets up here at his own 11, and now punts it up. It wasn't Ethan, I'm sorry. And he punts it. He's going to take a bad bad hop and get down at the 36-yard line. So Effingham will take over with 43 seconds left at their own 36-yard line, but the clock is still running, 39, 38. And
I think that's probably going to be the last play.
Yep. The punt will end this
Effingham's
game.
in no hurry to come out. We'll see what I think the officials will wait to blow it till under 25, and they do. And that's the last play as the Taylorville sideline goes to meet the Effingham sidelines. And Effingham goes to 5-0 in the conference.
Yep.
And 7-0 overall.
On the year, yep.
Taylorville will drop to 3-2 in the conference and 5-2 overall.
All right, that does it for here. When we come back, we will have the player of the game. We will also announce talk a little bit about what went down tonight and look forward to the rest of the year. You're listening to Taylorville football. Taylorville falls tonight 48-6 against the Effingham Hearts. You're listening to New Country of 104.1.
Center for Taylorville. You know, again, this game, no bad snaps. It comes a lot with that.
Yep.
And, you know, to hike in the shotgun every play, it takes a lot of concentration. I know Alex Angel very well, young man, and appreciate him.
And he kept Caden Milam from getting sacked.
Right.
Caden wasn't sacked at all in this game, and big credit of that goes to Alex Angel for the work that he does at center. So congratulations, Alex. You are
Doug McKinney,
player of the game.
Company's player of the game, yes.
Thank you, Doug McKinney, for your sponsorship for our player of the game section. And it's absolutely, you look at these teams and what Taylorville's done this year, and the injuries have kind of hurt them a little bit, but they need to finish off strong. And
we got 2 weeks to go in the regular season. We're 5-2. Win these 2 games, get a home game for the playoffs, and who knows what? We're a dangerous team offensively, and maybe we catch a few breaks in the playoffs and make it to the second, third, fourth round or so.
And you have to make it there if you want to have a shot. You can't have a shot if you don't make it there.
That's
So
right.
it's anybody's game once the playoffs start. Everyone starts with a clean slate for the most part. And so that's something that they will be looking forward to here for the rest of the season. So, yes, a big game next week on the road at Charleston. Both myself and Bruce Berry will be bringing you the action at 7 o'clock for football here between Taylorville and Charleston. That does it from here, and I'd like to thank you all for listening tonight to Taylorville Tornado Football. Again, a final score here, 48-6 in favor of Effingham. Effingham will go on to face Mount Zion. Taylorville will move on to face Charleston and try to get that elusive 6th win and secure them a spot in the playoffs. For Bruce Berry, I am Leroy Clemola. Thank you to Peyton for all of his help back at the studios, and thank you to all of you that have been listening as well on New Country 104.1. Join us again next week for more wonderful Taylorville football here on New Country 104.1.